Howdy, welcome back to more Space Engineers, and today we're going to get our drones functional thanks to a little script called PAM. I know I said no scripts, but there's no choice in this case, and I'll explain why. So, let's get going. So I was just starting here because I was really enjoying the sunset, or the sunrise coming over the mountain and dipping down and lighting everything up. It was a great sight. We love that view. Now, for starters, we're going to come back and we're going to look at these drones back here. Now, I've made a couple of changes to them that I really had to make. And I will update their blueprint in the workshop. But you can see they still have the recorder block and the flight block in there, all the AI blocks. But they're non-functional. There's also a couple of remote controls in there because we wanted to add those anyways. So they had all the blocks we needed except for the programmable block. So in that little empty space in the back, I threw a programmable block in there and I added the PAM script. So Path Auto Miner. But we're not using it for its mining. We're just using it for its pathing. Now, I've already set all of these up so that these ones are all ready to go, with the exception of the ice one. I have not set up the ice or the iron. Real quick, we're going to set up the iron one. And what we're going to do is we're going to come in and we're going to set this up. We're going to add PAM to it. And we're going to come down here, and because I've got multiple drones, I'm doing this, but I don't know if it's necessary. I'm making its tag PAM Iron. And so those two lines right there, PAM-Iron, PAM-Iron-Controller. Check code. Compilation successful. Okay. Now, to get the PAM, I should have shown you that. To get PAM in there, you just need to go and subscribe to that script on the workshop. I'll try and remember to put a link to that down in the description as well. And then search for PAM. And then you click on it and hit copy to editor. I'm just going to close this because it's already in there. And that will put PAM in here in its native form. And then edit these two lines. And that should be it. That should be ready to go. Now, we're going to hop into the cockpit here. And we need to change a few things on here. You can see I've got these remote controls in here. We are going to remove these remote controls from the bar. And you can see the programmable block is right here. We're going to drop that down here. We're going to hit run up. And run down. And now we're going to add this, and I believe it's apply. All right. And we're going to come in and we're going to hit the cockpit, and we're going to type in PAM-Iron. And you got to make sure to put it in the brackets like that. And the connector, we want it to control this connector. So we're going to put PAM in brackets here as well. All right. Now we're going to go into the cockpit. And if we look down. Oh, actually, I made a mistake. In the cockpit, you need PAM-Iron and then :1. And that tells it which screen to use. That :1 means use that center screen there, the big one. So now we'll turn the power back on. All right. So now we should be able to hit up, down to control which menu we're looking at. And you can actually just tell it to record a path by hitting the accept, which is, or sorry, the apply, which is button 3 on our control panel. But you want to start this by sitting on that connector right there. Let's lift up. All right. Now we're connected. We're parked. Now, that shuttle job, because it knows it's a shuttle. It knows it doesn't have any tools. So we're going to select set up shuttle job. And to leave connector 1, we want to use the undock command. So that one is correct. To leave connector 2, we want to change that one. And you just hit apply to change it. Not when player enters cockpit. We don't want time delay. When the ship is full. So on ship is full, it will leave connector 2. Okay, now let's go back up. And we'll hit next. And you can see that we've got this other job here, or these other settings here for timer blocks, but we don't really care about those. Alright. We're going to back out of there. And now we're going to go to behavior settings. And you don't have to do all of this, but I do like to do some of it. Max load. This is the iron. We're going to leave that at 90. We don't want any uranium on there. We want to set our uranium to ignore. Battery charge up. We do want it to fill the batteries. Hydrogen. We don't have hydrogen tanks, so we want to ignore that. On damage, return home. That's good. Acceleration 70%. I'm good with that. Now we're going to hit back again. We're going to hit P. And we're going to come up here and we're going to hit record path and set home. So now we hit 3 and we start flying. And we're just going to fly over to the iron mine and we're going to tell it to dock on the iron. Now PAM is the easiest drone setup you're going to do. It's perfect for just about every transport drone. The only thing I will try to warn against is you're going to want to make sure you stay level to the ground. It doesn't seem to do well at returning home if you don't stay level to the ground. Alright, we're going to make sure that we avoid getting into the actual drill area. We're just going to come down and we're going to dock. There we go. Now we can come back in here, back down at our screen, and we can hit stop recording by hitting number 3 and applying. So now it's all set. Once the battery is full, go ahead and search for battery. Once the battery is full up and the inventory is full, which I can almost guarantee the inventory is completely full. So now we are just waiting for the battery to fill up, which will take 4 minutes. Okay, so it did not take off like it should have. So, it should have, but it didn't. So we're going to come down, and we're going to hit continue job. Now, we're going to change our view so you can see it fly back. And it's going to follow the exact path that we came here. Because it did that little glitch, we're going to run it one more time once we get back to base. So, enjoy the time lapse as we go. Alright, and you can see that it connected right up. And the base will wind up taking the iron out of the inventory here. But for now, it has not yet, because that's set for a timer block. We'll see it start to disappear real soon here. Or I can be impatient, which I am. So we're just going to move it. Okay, and that's it. Let's see if it takes that. There it went. So, we are connected up. It's working. The battery should be close to full. And if the battery's full, we are just going to go ahead and send this out for... it's pretty full. So we're going to send this out for another test run. So we're just going to come down here and we're going to tell it undock. Oh, it won't go until the battery's full. Okay, so as soon as the battery's full, we will undock and go. There we go. Okay, we're going to get out of the cockpit here. And I just wanted to point out that the screen, while it's flying, does have a bit of useful information in it. So, it does have stuff you want to look at. Sometimes. But for now, we're just going to let it fly. Alright, so it flew here just fine. Now we're going to look at the information on the screen. And we can see that it is 100% of its max load. And we just need to wait for the battery to fill up to 100, and it should take off. Fingers crossed. If it does not, then we will change the max load setting on the drone. There we go. We now have a successful drone that will fly us. Well, it won't fly us. It'll fly on its own back and forth to get iron for us, which is what we want. And you might want to notice that my flying here has been recorded to a T. So that's one thing to remember when you're setting up PAM. Make sure you fly well, because it will remember how bad you fly and immortalize it in the drone's programming and do this crap. So fly better than I did. Alright, we're going to cut to being back at the base. We'll be right back. Alright, so that went about as well as we could expect, although my flying that I recorded leaves something to be desired. So I'm happy with that. Works out pretty good. Remember, there are just a few changes you'll have to do to the drones. You've got to make sure it's got a remote. And you're going to have to rename some blocks. But other than that, it's a really easy script to set up. Now, we've just got the ice to set up. And, yeah. That was a remnant from me trying to do the testing. So, I've got to set up the ice drone. And we'll be right back once I've got that done. Alright. So, the ice drone is all set up now. All the rest of the drones are set up. We have some space for extra drones if we need it. I think our drone situation is all settled. Now, all we need is for Keen to fix the AI blocks, so we don't need to use a programmable block for it. Because, yeah, that was the only programmable block script I wanted to use in this world, and I'm now using PAM as well. But I didn't have a choice. They broke all the vanilla options other than using a script, which is really a bummer. Anyways, oh yeah, watch out for lightning. Lightning is an issue. Come over here. Do I have those welders on here still? 9. Weld everything up. Huh. Kind of a bummer. We're going to have to move that container out of the way. What do I want to use to move? Use this. Yes, I know you don't like being connected. Turn on the gyros. We're going to have to grind all this down, but for now we can just use it to move this cargo container. Get that out of the way. And we'll park this drone over here with the rest of it. Well, with the other one that we don't have a use for yet. All right. Now let's turn off the projector. We don't need that anymore. All right, drones are done. That's a bummer. Pick up the trash. Grind this down. Okay, well, turn off. Well, let's leave the welders on. And we'll make the paint the right color. That's not the right color. Did I do battered or clean? I think clean. There it is, clean. There it is. Yep. We want to not have to go out and get in the cockpit to make those work. So we're actually going to put buttons here that will send all of the drone, or send the drones out when we want them to leave. I gotta go grab the stuff for some buttons. Alright. 12 small grid buttons I just picked up. Well, the stuff for 12 small grid buttons. Change our color back to matching our wall here. We want one there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so yeah, 10 of them. Should have just enough to be able to weld all these. Alright, we can see the ice is completely out, and the iron is a little low. So we'll set up the iron one. And the way we're going to do that is we're just going to come in here and we are going to hit cargo drone dash iron. You can see all the CD iron stuff we want. Now we want to drag this down here with hit run, and we're going to type in undock. Confirm. Alright, now we should be able to hit that button. And we should be able to run out here and see that flying off. Bye-bye, iron. And since we know we've got plenty of time and the iron is not going to run into the ice drone, we're going to do the same thing with the ice one and send that one out as well. Huh. Did I name it wrong? I named it DC. Oops. I'll have to change the name. But we're going to hit run, and we're going to hit type in undock. I don't think caps lock really matters, but I'm doing it anyways. So now we're going to hit deploy. And there goes the ice drone. And yes, it will hit you. While we're waiting for that, I kind of want to change this up. with event controllers, you can set it up so this airlock is completely functional and doesn't need a button panel. So I think I'm going to do that while we wait. So let me grab what I need and we'll get started. All right, we've got everything we need to build this airlock door, but I had to take a minute. So our iron drone is back. In fact, our ice drone I think is back. Yep. So I was gone a few minutes. Let's see if using lowercase made any difference. And no, it did not. There goes the silicon drone. And we can see our iron is full up now. That's kind of nice. You send out the ice again too. We need lots of ice. All right. Now we're going to come in here and we're going to put 2 event controllers underneath the programmable blocks. There we go, event controllers. And we're just going to put them right here because they're out of the way enough that we can walk past them. Right there. And we need 1 timer block. And a timer block. There we go. Now we'll just weld those up real quick. Alright. Now we'll go down to the door because it has a nice control panel there. Actually, I think we're going to look at this here because this is connected to this wall, which is a subgrid. So we'll come in here and we will search for timer. And we are just going to name this timer block AL doors. And we're going to look for event controller. And there are 2 event controllers that are not named yet. We're going to name this one AL inner monitor. And this one will be AL outer monitor. There we go. Now we've got those named. Search for AL door. So we've got the AL inner, AL outer, AL inner door monitor, AL outer door monitor. So now we're going to come in here and we're going to change this. Scroll down here in the event that we're looking for. Door opened. And we're going to set up the action. Oh, no. First we're going to do AL inner. And we're just going to hit add block. So now it's monitoring the AL inner door. And we'll go select actions. Alright, and we want the when open equals true, we want the outer door off. And when it's false, which means the door is closed, we want the outer door on. And now, because we have all these extra buttons here, we're going to go to toolbar 2. And when the door is open, we want it to start the timer block. And we'll get to what the timer block should be set to do in a minute. We want to do the same thing to the outer door. Alright, now for the timer block, we're just going to set this. We're going to control click on delay. 1 second. You can adjust that to what works best for you. We're going to set it for silent. Set up actions. And we're just going to tell it to close both of these doors. Alright, that should be all set now. So now when we open this, that one turns off. Then this door closes and it turns on. So you can't have both doors open at the same time, and it will close itself behind you, thus maintaining a nice airlock. Alright, we got drones, and you can see we're full up on resources. Well, as full as we need to be for now. And we got an airlock. Unfortunately, I need to do a lot of trips for ice. We need a lot of ice. But let's go back here, and while those drones are running, we will take a look at what we're going to do next time. This spot right here on the ground, this is going to become our automated production. And it's going to go from the floor, maybe to the ceiling, and it will create, ooh, that was a rough landing. It will create all of the components that we can create right now, and it'll just keep us fully supplied. So we won't have to come in here and ask it to assemble anything for us. We'll just have it. We'll go over how to do that next time. So come join me then, and we'll get that all set up and ready to go. And then I'll lose my little track area here. Anyways, thanks for joining me. Come back next time. I'll see y'all later.